We'll begin with allegiance and a quick moment of silence after.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Cynthia, can we have a roll call?
Talmadge. Here. Soto Presley.
Here.
Garay.
Here.
Myricks.
Here.
Poppridge.
Here, all five are present. One is in the building, which is Commissioner Talmadge by Zoom. Okay, number 3 is declaration of conflict of interest. Okay, number 4, communications.
Commissioner, we received one from from Pastor James Ford. He's interested in the lot at 662 Sibley. It's a vacant HRC-owned lot.
Okay, just no actions needed. We'll just, for the record, we did receive it, and we'll just refer this to staff. Thank you. Okay, number 5's acceptance of requests for proposals for the sale of real estate commonly known as 245 Conkey. Not sure if anything came in.
Nothing was received.
Okay. I guess then no actions needed on that then.
Correct.
All right. Number 6 is approval of contract for auction services with Craft Real Estate Auctions LLC.
Commissioners, in front of you, you have a contract for Craft Real Estate Auctioners LLC. This is a professional auctioneer that we are requesting the services of in 2 days, on August 3rd at the Lost Marsh Clark Fields residential parcel auction. There will be 34 redevelopment-owned parcels going up for auction, and the commission felt, unlike the Lost Marsh estates that went up a few years ago where there were only 6 parcels, this one has 34 parcels, and we felt the need to bring in someone with some background on this kind of auctioning. We did see this man do some work in East Chicago recently and felt very impressed by his services.
I think someone's by Zoom, whoever wants to speak. No, I know, but I thought someone else was trying to chime in. Oh, okay, thank you, Commissioner. All right, yeah, this would be good, and the number of lots, and hopefully they could move through that quickly with, bidding and auctioning, so I think it's a good company and service to provide for that day.
Yeah, Kraft is a well-known, respected company. So, Mr. President, if no one has any questions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the contract for auction services with Kraft Real Estate Auctions LLC.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Soto Presley. If there's no further questions or discussion, roll call, please.
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Garay.
Yes.
Myricks.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Okay, number 7, approval of covenants and conditions and restrictions for Clark Fields subdivision. I believe they passed out a revised.
Commissioners, this is a document of covenants the staff prepared also in preparation for the Clark Fields auction coming up. The covenants, and Brian, if you feel the need to come up and add anything, it puts into writing and defines the style and look of this subdivision that we have created here at the parcel. We don't want things willy-nilly being built there, so it covers driveways, materials, parking, solar panels, swimming pools, fencing. Builders will definitely have the option to design and create unique homes, but we do feel the need to keep them in certain guidelines to keep continuity in this neighborhood we are creating.
I concur, thank you.
You're welcome. And these will be available in the packets for the winning bidders on Thursday.
Mr. President, if there's no further discussion or any questions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of covenants, conditions, and restrictions for Clarkfield subdivision.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Soto Presley. Let's have a roll call, please.
Talmadge? Soto Presley?
Yes.
Duray?
Yes.
Myrick?
Yes.
Poppers?
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Okay, number 8 is a determination of compliance in the redevelopment plan for Hammond Central redevelopment area for a Take 5 at 6525 Indianapolis Boulevard.
Mr. President, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I can hear you, but not through the mic, but I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So the petitioners are online to make their petition. Ben, can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay. If you want to proceed with your presentation.
Yes. I think you guys told me previously, I can share my screen.
There it goes.
Okay, we can see it now.
Yeah, we just put together a few exhibits to present to you all. We're looking at the site at Indianapolis Boulevard. I believe apparently it is, I'm not sure if it's in business or not, a Petra restaurant, directly north of the Taco Bell property. This would be a complete redevelopment. We would be demoing this existing building as shown, and the majority of this parking lot, adding significantly more green space, and also taking care of some encroachments that the current Metro building has onto Taco Bell along the south. This is just a color visual of the overall site plan for the site. This northern long elongated building is a single automated car wash, and then this building to the south is a oil change. There will be on this site, Andrew with Driven Brands, developers on as well. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's generally about 5 to 7 employees on the car wash that use, and then there's about 4 to 5 employees with the oil change. But they won't necessarily all be on site at it's just coming from staff. And they are open, I believe it's from 7 to 9. And then they have different hours on Sunday, which I believe is 9 to 5. This is just another color illustration of what's existing on the site to kind of demonstrate how much more green space that we're providing to the site. This was just a quick utility that we did, and that was a concern of this community. some color elevations of this is the photo change building specifically. They're using that gray and darker tones to kind of match the surrounding area where there's kind of a mix of, it looks like gray stones, brick, and but they also see some brown tones in the area that they're just trying to match what we thought with most. As you can see, the buildings will be similarly matched in real color spectrum. However, if you notice, car wash has that's just a brand reference. That's part of their logo. That would be the main part of car wash uses that's another bill 42. Like I quoted next to it, on that and then this is the site lighting plan that we generated. Sorry, perspective on this one changed compared to other drawings. I put that but we're not going to propose off property lighting, trying to get it down to less than I don't believe we're seeing past 25 of the panels. That's the last answer to questions that people might have. We also have the architect, Mike Smith, on the line, as well as
I just have a brief question. Well, first I'll comment, the drawings, yes, I'm really impressed with the drawings and the project, to say the least. Take Five, I've never really heard of Take Five. Are you a franchise, or do you own any other of these facilities in this state or surrounding areas, or?
And also part about also part of less probably larger aftermarket equipment. This operates so I see the mistakes.
Yeah, one more. What's your then next closest store then to this new facility here in Hammond? Where at?
He said Crown Point.
Oh, okay, Crown Point, okay. Yeah, that's fairly close. That's all I have. Any of the other commissioners and, okay. We can let Mr. Poland give an overview, and then if you guys have any questions after that. Thank you.
No, Brian.
Is this better? Okay. We had some, Yeah, well, there's some technical difficulties on this side. So the presentation went over, the fact that it's going to be two buildings, two uses. Overall, the project is between 2.3 million and 2.5 million. One of the important issues that the staff had with the engineers on the project was the exterior materials and the colors. And if you look at really what's in the vicinity, if you look at the Sportsplex, if you look at Hutamaki, there's a lot of gray tones out there. And what we were seeing on this particular, the version that you haven't seen, was that the color between the car wash and the oil change, there was a dramatic difference. And so they've come back with using the same colors on the buildings, two buildings, maybe different styles of it, different quantities of that color. And then the big difference is, the oil change has.
Yeah.
Design guidelines. All right, the microphone's back on. So the signage, there's some regulations in the redevelopment plan for the signage. We've also taken the time to review this for zoning reasons, plan commission, subdivision issues. There is a proposal to do the conditional use permit for the oil change operation. Signage is still in a question. We've already identified that what we've seen so far, that their signage is way far in excess of what we're going to allow. There is an outstanding question of whether or not they want to subdivide the property. As far as the Redevelopment Commission's determination of compliance, the staff does recommend that the Redevelopment Commission make a determination that the proposed new Take 5 facility is in compliance with the redevelopment plan, subject to, number one, the determination whether the subdivision approval from the Plan Commission is required, 2, approval of the conditional use by the Board of Zoning Appeals, 3, the determination of the necessity of other developmental variances, and 4, the technical requirements of the various departments.
Okay, Commissioner Don Tomich has a question. Can you hear me, Don?
Yes, okay, he answered it, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Poland. Does anybody have anything for Brian, or?
I had one question. I don't know if you can answer this, Brian, or not, but do we have any idea of what this change would do to, the traffic in that area? Is there going to be an anticipated impact on that, or has that not been addressed yet?
Well, as far as the volume of traffic, I'm not sure, but the issue was the driveway connecting to the Indianapolis Boulevard, because that is a state route, And so they had to have discussions with NDOT regarding that. It is a right-in only, right-out. So because of its closeness to the traffic signal and the left turn lane, there was a lot of concern about southbound traffic trying to make a left turn into the property. They do have the other entrance on 165th Street. It's set back far from the traffic signal. There's actually an intervening railroad parcel that they have to cross, and they have some documentation that they have authorization to cross it. So I kind of have a feeling that there's a lot of people are going to have to use that 165th entrance, and then that way they can kind of wind their way around the car wash to get to the oil change. So there's going to be a lot of internal traffic movements. So I think under the best chance, or it's the best we can do under the limited circumstances of that location, I think the restaurant in and of itself has always experienced that difficulty of getting into it with the southbound traffic trying to cross the northbound lanes. So.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Very good question.
I have one more question. What's happening to the restaurant? Is it just going to be relocated or just closed? So this is a request or not, just curious.
I don't have any information regarding specifically, other than the fact that, the restaurant, it would be torn down. That's a private matter. I don't know if Ben or anybody else, you want to address that comment?
I don't have the information on the restaurant. And I have other conversations out now.
Okay. So, but it is a contingent purchase agreement?
Can you speak on that? Yes, we're just looking through, the approval process, and we won't be closing on the property until we're close to getting approvals.
Okay. And that's common for this type of development, to have a contingent purchase agreement.
Okay. All right. Anybody? If there's no further question or discussion, I don't know if anybody wants to entertain a motion on staff's recommendation there.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that staff has concluded that the determination of compliance and the redevelopment plan for the Hammond Central redevelopment area for Take 5 at 6525 Indianapolis Boulevard compliance subject to, number one, determination whether subdivision approval from the plan commission is required. Number two, approval of the conditional use by the Board of Zoning Appeals. Number three, determination of the necessity of other developmental variances. Four, technical requirements of the various departments.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Gray. Let's have a roll call then, please.
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Myricks.
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes with 5 yes.
Okay. Ben and your others, that concludes this step for you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, then, move along is number 9, authorization to advertise for Home American Rescue Plan, Home ARP, project proposals.
Commission, in front of you. Owana. We have the Community Development Director, Owana Miller, on the line.
Good evening, council, can you guys hear me okay? Sorry.
Yes, we can, Darrell. Thank you.
Thanks, Darrell Ryan, Development Specialist. And in 2021, the city notified that we were $1.7 million home ARP fund
Thank you, Darrell.
Mr. President, I guess if there's no further questions or discussion, I'd like to make a motion for the approval authorization to advertise for home, American Rescue Plan, project proposed.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion then by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Soto Presley. If there's no further questions or discussion, roll call.
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Myrick.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes. Motion passed with 5 yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Ms. Miller and Darrell. All right, then number 10 is approval of Second Amendment to the Development Agreement.
Commissioners, in front of you, you have a second amendment to a development agreement in regards to what we informally call Madison Lofts in downtown Hammond. In the end of 2020, we entered a development agreement with 415 Sibley Street LLC to build a 54-unit mixed-use development residential in downtown Hammond. 1 year later, in December of 2021, the commission approved a First Amendment to the agreement in regards to the timeline of the construction. As you may notice, this is during COVID, and the developer was having issues with construction costs and staffing and all those good things that happened with COVID. So we did approve a First Amendment at that time. In front of you, this is the Second Amendment because the timelines were not reached in that First Amendment. What this Second Amendment is doing is the developer is going to execute a warranty deed on 5 of the parcels on the footprint of his proposed development. The addresses are located on page 2, number 5. The Redevelopment Commission will hold these deeds in escrow and will record the deeds in the event that the party does not agree to a new project and construction schedule at the project site by the end of this year, December 31st, 2024.
2023.
Yeah,
2023.
Can you repeat that last part
Sorry.
that you said?
Let me go back.
I apologize.
The bottom of page 2. The commission shall hold the deeds in escrow and will only record the deeds in the event that the parties do not agree to a new project and timeline construction at the project site on or before December 1st, 2023. So if we cannot agree to a new project or construction schedule at the project site, the commission shall be entitled to record the deeds, and the parties shall be released of any further liabilities and responsibilities under the development agreement. And you may recall that the development agreement from the end of 2020, the city issued a bond of $2.3 million for this project. So the Redevelopment Commission will be entitled to release those bond proceeds in the amount of $2.3 million held for this project and apply those bond proceeds as it deems appropriate in its sole discretion. So we're giving this developer one more try to set up a final project, a project agreement and construction schedule by the end of the year. The developer is very confident he can reach this. We would like him to reach this deadline of the end of the year, but if not, we can move forward with these bond proceeds and start working with another developer in downtown. As we know, with our master plan and the upcoming train station, our downtown is very attractive to residential developers, and we do feel that we could move forward with another. But we would like to move forward with this developer, 415 Sibley LLC, because we have a relationship. He was one of the first developers in, and we've put a lot of time and effort into this. So this is up for approval of the Second Amendment to the development agreement.
I'm sure Attorney Westland, you'll have a close full eye on this.
He will.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
I did have one question, and
Yes.
Attorney Westland can probably answer it when he returns.
Okay.
But I was not on the commission at the time when the initial bond was issued. I'm assuming proceeds have been released, and they are held within the city's control currently.
Agreed.
Can I get a copy of that, the bond issuance, the transmission there, just because to see what was included, if it was very specific. Obviously, we want this project to move forward if
Yeah.
it's possible, but if not, what the bond allows for us to apply these dollars towards. Sometimes we're more specific than others. And typically, they want to see, because it is a TIF bond, they want to see those proceeds utilized within a given period of time, and not just sitting there. So,
Okay.
appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
All right.
Mr. President, if there's no further discussion or no further questions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the Second Amendment to Development Agreement to 415 Sibley LLC.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Gray. Let's have a roll call, please.
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Myrick.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes with 5 yes. Okay. Number 11 is approval of First Amendment to real estate lease.
Commission, in front of you, you have a First Amendment to a real estate lease that the commission did approve at the beginning of this year. This is for a about 2,000 square foot restaurant space located on the ground floor of the historic LaSalle Hotel in downtown Hammond, located at 5266 Homan. We entered this agreement with Indiana Dive Bar LLC. They are creating a speakeasy dive bar establishment that will be very attractive for the upcoming residents coming to downtown Hammond. However, the Redevelopment Commission owns the building, and part of the agreement is bringing some of the utilities and upgrades to that space so Indiana Dive Bar can move in and start their business. We're working on the HVAC, we're working on flooring, we're working on lighting, and bringing the entrance ADA compliant as well as the bathrooms. Upgrades on this space are going slower than we thought, and Indiana Dive Bar has not been able to enter the property to start their work. So we're asking tonight to push the start date of the lease from May 1st of this year to September 1st of this year.
Mr. President, I make a motion for the approval of the amendment to the real estate lease for the start date to be moved from May 1st, 2023 to, did you say September 1st, 2023? Ann?
That's correct.
Second.
Okay, then we have a motion by Commissioner Soto Presley, second by Commissioner Myrick. Can we get a roll call then, please?
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Gray.
I abstain from this vote.
Myrick.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes with 4 yes, with 1 abstained. Okay, number 12 is approval of license and agreement for 662 Sibley.
Commissioner, you have in front of you a request from a church located just off downtown Hammond called The Word Made Flesh. This is actually a very similar request that we had last year. They are having a one-day event on Saturday, August 19th of this year, and they are requesting use of a neighboring vacant redevelopment-owned parcel. They would request time from 10 a.m. to clean up around 2:45, 3 p.m.
Yes, we've done these kind of things in the past.
You got it.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the license and agreement for 662 Sibley.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Soto Presley. There's no further questions or discussion. Roll call, Cynthia.
Tomich,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Number 13 is approval of license and agreement for 417 Fayette Street.
Commissioners, 417 Fayette Street is a redevelopment-owned public parking lot in downtown, just off Homan Avenue. We have the annual Beatles Fest coming up in a few weeks. It's a 2-day event this year, spanning August 11th and August 12th. Since our downtown is going through a redevelopment and Homan Avenue is closed down to traffic, and the former parking lot where it used to be held for many years is under groundwork for a potential residential project there, they are requesting to move the Beatles Fest to this parking lot and also to the adjacent Fayette Street, from Homan Avenue to about the new train track area. So this is a lease agreement for the days of August 9th through the 13th, when they will start moving in equipment, stages, chairs, tables, etc. Just so you know, during this time, we are requesting and finding alternative parking for these downtown businesses and their clients to park the week of the 9th. And we believe we've found a parking lot not too far away for that. So we are taking care of the current businesses in downtown while the Beatles Fest is using 417 Fayette Street.
Okay, well, hopefully the traffic anyway will help the current businesses.
Well, with that being said, I'd like to make a motion for approval of license and agreement for 417 Fayette Street.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Soto Presley, second by Commissioner Myricks. Let's have a roll call then, please.
Tomich, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Okay, brings us to number 14, our bills register for claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the Register of Claims for May 16, 2023 through July 27, 2023 for Register of Claims R63283 through R63691 inclusive.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion's been made by Commissioner Soto Presley, second by Commissioner Gray. That's the register of claims dating May 16, 2023 through July 27, 2023. Claims R63283 through claims R63691 inclusive. Is there any questions for staff on these claims? Okay, roll call then.
Tomich, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Okay, number 15's reports. Ms. Anderson, would you like to share anything tonight?
Sure. As I mentioned earlier, we have the Clark Fields residential auction It will be happening in 2 days, on Thursday, the 3rd, at the Lost Marsh Clubhouse at 5:30. Any interested bidders need to register through our office by the 3rd at 4:00 p.m. in order to put a bid in for a parcel. The forms are also located on www.gohammond.com/Clarkfields. And National Night Out is happening right now, I believe.
Yes,
Down at Wolf Lake. So if you have some time, head on down there afterwards.
yeah, that's from 5 to 8 tonight. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 16, new and unfinished business. Is there any other items, Ms. Anderson?
We do. Also in regards to Clarkfields, hot topic of the evening, we did post in the paper the legal notice for the auction, detailed time, location, some general guidelines that people have to follow in regards to registering for the bid and building general requirements. We posted them on 4 consecutive Fridays in the month of July. On that notice, it does say that the maximum amount of parcels that anyone could bid on was 4. After some thought by the redevelopment staff, planning and development, and some comments coming from residents and the public in Hammond to the mayor's office and our office, we made a determination to bring the maximum down from 4 to 3 parcels. It will be announced at the auction before we start. So at this time, instead of the maximum being 4 parcels, we're moving it down to 3. And this will give, a stronger chance and ability for residents to put a bid in and win on a parcel, they feel, rather than having developers swoop in, snatch up 4 over and over and over, and not leaving enough available parcels for residents.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. So Dave Westland talked to me yesterday in preparation for this meeting and said that we do need a motion on that.
To go from 4 parcels to 3.
Correct.
So moved.
I second that.
Okay, then we have a motion then. Mr. Myrick's entertained a motion. Second by Commissioner Soto Presley. If there's no further questions or discussion, roll call.
Tomich, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myrick's,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes. Motion passes with 5 yes. Okay, that should conclude new and unfinished business then. Number 17 is public comment. Public comment is open now. Public comment is open. If anybody would like to come forward and speak, you may do so. You have 3 minutes. Okay, public comment's closed. Public comment is closed. Number 18.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.